Jason visits an international event. Upon arriving, he changes his clothes so that people can understand him more easily. Why? One more time. Jason visits an international event. Upon arriving, he changes his clothes so that people can understand him more easily. Why?
Okay. So my first instinct is international event is a language thing. And potentially it's to do with the clothes are like some kind of cultural clothes or have some indicator of like language that he might be speaking or dialect that he might be speaking in order for people to clock on like exactly what's going on. But I don't know if that would make them understand him better. It might just immediately make the language like more apparent. So it's, that doesn't necessarily make sense.
I was thinking similar because like English and Dutch can sound very similar if you don't know which one you're listening to. So if you're going to somewhere that isn't either, then if he was to dress in a top hat, people know to listen for English. Or if he was to dress in, think of a stereotype here.
Bright orange, Matt.
Bright orange,
bright
there we
orange.
go. Yeah. I was trying to think of the name of the flower actually, but...
some tulips.
Tulips, that's the one. Yeah, tulips and bright orange, then they would assume it was Dutch.
Not my joke, but thank you to the Netherlands for being obvious in every international competition. Like red, white, and blue. Is it the US, the UK, Slovenia, Russia? It's the Netherlands. They're in bright orange.
I wonder whether it might be noisy clothes. Like if he's at is he a Morris dancer? Like if he's covered in bells and just has to take them off.
Yes, so understand him would mean, oh God, it's one of them, and everyone could run away.
Maybe the clothes have printed on it like his diary entries so that people can understand him better, that they get what's like in his soul, and they're like, wow, okay, that's really beautiful. I kind of get you now.
I did once meet someone who went to a conference with a Write On t-shirt. So just for the initial questions that were like, who are you, what do you do, everything like, he just scrolled it on. Could he have given out business cards? Yes, but that was a talking point and that's what he was trying to do.
The other day I was doing a tour around a gallery with Mr. Doodle, who's the guy online who doodles all the things, and he was stopped near constantly, and I was telling people that, or he's being stopped all the time by fans, and they're like, how do they know it's him? It's because he's wearing a head-to-toe doodle outfit. Like he's not shying away from the attention,
Isn't it like a full suit with shirt and everything doodled and a hat that's doodled or something? It was
like a windbreaker and trousers and shoes. It was It was a look.
That's good though. Like he's not going to get recognised out of costume, is he?
But how convenient to have a brand that works on clothes. That it's like I do drawings, I'll draw on the clothes. It's harder for like a mathematician, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I suppose it's like when you're invisible when you're not wearing red, Tom.
If only.
So another option, if he's changing his clothes, is it to understand the situation? Is it one of those I'm with stupid t-shirts?
Rowan, actually going along the right lines quite early there. It's definitely to do with language.
So is it traditional clothes? Is he wearing like a dishdasher or like Norwegian Sami dress or something cultural so then they can tell which of a varied but similar region he's from? He's called Jason.
Is
he wearing Argonauts merch?
Not relevant. I believe this is a specific Jason, but in this case, it's not one you'd know.
So he's taking his clothes off?
No, he's just changing his clothes.
Oh, so I was like, he's just taking them off to be better understood. In which case I thought maybe it was tattoos.
Oh.
And then it might have been Jason Momoa.
Who I have actually seen at a conference, not on purpose. The YA conference happens at the same time. It's Comic-Con in London, and they use the YA conference to get celebrities through. And Jason Momoa had to interrupt a bunch of panels just to go through a back door. And every time, like the first time it was like, oh my God, Jason Momoa. And by the end, everyone was like, Jason, come and be on the panel. Don't be shy. We know you're always here. Come and join us. And he was like, I'm so sorry. He was very cute.
YA is young adult literature?
Yeah, young adult literature is, yeah. I was wondering whether, is this, okay, first question, clarifying question. Is this that he swaps one time, or is it like, is having to swap multiple times?
No, just when he arrives.
Okay, and my second thing is international event. Is that just that it's somewhere where he isn't native to, or is it that it's an event where there's going to be multiple languages being spoken?
Weirdly, the international part isn't actually that relevant to the answer. It didn't have to be international for this, but it did help you clue in very early on languages. I think that's why it was in the question.
Okay, so the dress is a language signifier.
Signifier is probably not the right word there.
It could be less that it's like a cultural dress and more that it's something kind of like the Mr. Doodle thing where it's like a T-shirt that has QR codes that you scan to get to like a English to whatever your language is translator app or something. Like it's something that's like a technology or something that isn't like the cultural dress isn't the thing, but it's written on where it's like, you know, hello in different languages or how to ask questions or something that like indicates or makes it easier for someone to conduct the conversation.
Or along those lines, a T-shirt that just says like a disability, like I'm deaf or I'm blind.
Very close there, Matt.
I was thinking about whether there was any kind of sign language like indicators on there.
Rowan, keep going.
I was indicators on
Which
there?
sign language? BSL versus ASL versus...
Wouldn't matter for this.
Oh, he's blind.
You know what? I think I'm going to give it to you between all of you there. I think you've got close enough. Jason is a deaf presenter visiting a European deaf-blind youth camp for a documentary. Many deaf-blind people are not completely blind. They still rely on visual signing. So what is Jason changing about his clothes?
Oh, is it so that they can see his hands easier? Like the contrast between the T-shirt and his hands is clearer?
Spot on. It is changing into a dark shirt because he has light skin. It'd be the other way around if he had dark skin, to contrast between his hands and his clothing so that a deaf-blind audience has better chance of making out what he's saying.
I love that you said that you were going to share the points among us for having worked together, whereas all I got was he's a tattooed Morris dancer. So well done, Matt and Rowan, because I'm really sticking to tattooed Morris dancer.
We don't know that he isn't.
I was going to say, like, turns out Jason rings in and is like, hey, just point of information, I am all of those things.
Jason Momoa doing Morris dancing.
I paid to see it.
The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.